Our next talk is by Mare Nazaire, Gymnocactus subterraneus, a tale of two types.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm at Rancho Santa Ana Botanic Garden in the herbarium. And I'm going to start off with reading an excerpt from Cactus and Succulent Journal, published by Charles Glass and Robert Foster. In 1972, during explorations of the rather remote region of Zaragoza, Nuevo León, south of Mare, we came across an interesting form of Gymnocactus subterraneus, which was in flower at the time, February 29th, with white to yellowish flowers in perpendicular gypsum cliffs with an attractive little blue-leaved echeveria. Up to that time, we had only seen a few cultivated specimens of typical Gymnocactus subterraneus, but no field-collected material before deciding on the status of the new Zaragoza plant. We wanted to compare it with the typical variety. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. In December of 1974, in the course of searching for Gymnocactus subterraneus between Mare y Noriega and Huizache, near the border of Nuevo León and San Luis Potosi, we encountered an interesting new form of Gymnocactus verreckii. It happened to be in flower at the time, and the flower was pure white and considerably larger than the typical deep magenta flowers of Gymnocactus verreckii. So Charles Glass was actually a cactus hobbyist, and he became the editor for the Cactus and Succulent Journal. And my slide is not there. There it is. So he actually started graduate school at Pomona College, and that will be important in 2 seconds. But he decided to not pursue graduate school, to pursue duties as editor for the Cactus and Succulent Journal. He befriended Robert Foster, who was also a fellow cactus hobbyist, and then they had conducted about 18 expeditions to Mexico between 1964 and 1980 to look for cacti. They had actually described about 28 species of cacti, one of those being the Gymnocactus subterraneus variety Zaragoza up in the top right corner. Because they couldn't find the typical variety, their friend Alfred Lau actually collected the typical variety, which you see down in the bottom right corner. And both of those were in the publication that I just read to you. One other person that is important in this story is Lyman D. Benson, who was a professor, chair of botany, and director of the Pomona College Herbarium from 1944 to 1974. He actually died in 1993, and he never wanted any of his collections to go to Rancho Santa Ana Botanic Garden. I think that the specimens that you see here, the Gymnocactus subterraneus variety Zaragoza, and also the typical form that was collected for this paper, were also supposed to be designated for Pomona College. Those went missing. And if we fast forward to 2014, and if you look in the bottom left corner, you see this storage unit, which I talked about yesterday, of kind of unloading all the backlog out of there. I actually found those type specimens, or that top type specimen, accompanying with the other specimen that was also in this publication. So the type specimens that were thought to be lost, I had found them in this little slide box. Much to my amazement, I was really excited about discovering those, and found 22 other specimens that were housed in that backlog. Lyman Benson specimens actually went into that storage unit after he died and were just stuck there forever until I found them. The Gymnocactus verrecii, which you don't see, I am still trying to find, so it remains missing to this day. Thanks.
So we've reached our mini break. We will resume at 4 o'clock.